Hi everyone. I wanted to do a video about this. I tried searching on the internet, getting some information about this, and really didn't find very much. I was actually looking for a speed controller for the minimono. I was looking at a 60 amp Seaking, and I read some stuff on the internet, and a guy mentioned, hey, why buy the 60 amp Seaking for whatever it was, $60 or something like that, when you can buy a 90 amp Seaking. They're available pretty cheap on eBay, 45 bucks or so. So I kind of searched on the internet, and I just did not find the information I wanted to know. So I figured I'd do this video, and maybe it'll help somebody out. But I picked up a 90 amp Seaking, and pretty interesting, I think. See if the wire's in the way, but there's the 90 amp next to a 120 amp. So only real difference I see between the 90 amp and the 120 amp, obviously the 90 amp sticker on the side, but the whole case, everything is identical on these two speed controllers. I guess there's a possibility that the 90 amp has that the 120 amp has a few more MOSFETs inside of it, which allow it to handle higher amperage. But I kind of doubt it, because the case is exactly the same. You can't even tell these two speed controllers apart. Other than the 90 amp sticker. There is one other difference that I noticed between these two speed controllers. And that is the size of the capacitors. In the 90, the capacitors are pretty small. In the 120, the capacitors are very large. So, let's see if I can put them side by side. Those. Try to get the wires out of the way. Those, and here's these. But the two differences I see, sticker one, and definitely the 120 has bigger capacitors on it. So is it that Seaking took a 90 amp, they put big capacitors on it, and a 120 sticker, and that's the only difference? I don't know for sure, but it's very possible that that is the case. Both of these speed controllers typically handle higher amperage than what they're rated at least for a little bit. But here's the biggest difference. A typical Seaking 120 is about $70 or $80. I think I've seen some for like $72 or $75 or so. Whereas this speed controller is a lot less than that. So anybody that's building a Caldwell, anybody that's building an Apparition, anybody that's putting together a rocket, all three of those boats use the same exact 28mm motor, and this Seaking 90 amp is overkill for all three of those boats. So it's a pretty decent choice. I ran this 120 in the Caldwell. This is the one out of my Pursuit. I pulled that sucker out, and I put a 90 amp inside of it, and I've been monitoring temperatures, and everything is very, very, very low. So anyone building a Caldwell, Apparition, a rocket, all those have a 28mm motor, and all of them would work very well with one of these Seaking 90 amp speed controllers. If you're putting together any smaller boat, 26 inch, 27 inch, even a 32 inch pursuit, if you're putting together a pursuit and you want to run laps with it 45, 50 miles an hour, or what have you, this is a pretty good choice for a speed controller for that too. It'll work pretty well. If you're trying to run it on 6S with a 2200 kV motor, 2000 kV motor, realize that even though you put a Seaking 180 in it, you're probably pulling somewhere around 300 amps, 260 amps. You're pulling well over 180 amps. So if that's something you want to do some short passes, then that's fine. But if you're trying to build a boat where you could run lap after lap after lap on 4S without worrying about temperature problems, this is a good choice for any of those smaller boats. But like I said, couldn't find much info on the internet about this, so decided to make a video. Hopefully this helps somebody out that's looking for a smaller speed controller, and this is definitely a good choice and a very affordable choice. So definitely something you could test out and not spend a whole lot of money to do so. That's all I got for today. Thanks for watching.